This is CBC Here and Now.
Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Anthony Germain.
And I'm Carolyn Stokes. We begin tonight with a story about the bond between a mother and a child, and a little boy in hospital whose mom might not be there when he needs her the most.
The problem has to do with travel and citizenship. Here and Now's Ryan Cook is live at the Janeway tonight and has this report.
Well, it's a heartbreaking story, Anthony. No parent wants to spend time here at the Janeway, especially when their child is undergoing cancer treatment. But for Elias Fakiri, there's not much left that the Janeway can do for him. He needs to go to Boston as soon as possible, but that's a place that his mother might not be able to go. Elias Fakiri was born with a head full of hair, so much that the hospital staff called him Baby Elvis. He was the second son born in the same year for the Fakiri family, originally from Afghanistan.
The younger one is like, his health is not, so good, because I found at the age of 10 months, he was diagnosed with a cancer, brain cancer.
When he was 10 months old, Elias had a seizure. Scans revealed a brain tumor. Emergency surgery removed much of the tumor. Chemo took care of some more. Now he needs a special radiation treatment, only available in Boston and starting in May. But there's a problem. His mother, Sajia, is not a Canadian citizen. That means no passport. She's been in the country long enough to qualify, but one requirement for citizenship is proficiency in English or French. Sajia hasn't reached that level yet. Through her husband, I asked how it would feel to be away from her son for those 3 weeks in May.
Even a second is too much for her.
When Elias cries in the hospital, only his mother can stop him. Without her in Boston, they're worried his tears won't turn to smiles this quickly. They're worried the added stress of separation could devastate him.
And Elias, without his mother, cannot make it.
Sajia is a permanent resident, so that means she can travel to the United States if she were to apply for an American visitor's visa, but that's a process that takes months and they don't have a lot of time. Now, MP Nick Whalen was here earlier today to visit Elias. He says that his office is looking into this and hopes to find a solution in time. The family believes the best solution is for someone to step in and waive the language proficiency test so she can get citizenship. Then she can get a passport and be with her baby in Boston. Reporting live for Here Now, I'm Ryan Cook.
A week from today, the province will know when to expect a provincial election. The Premier will make an announcement on April the 1st, but if you ask the parties, the race is already on. Here Now's Katie Breen reports.
Mapping it out. The fixed date for a provincial election is in the fall, but rumor has it the big vote might happen before then. As a new leader and a new candidate, Alison Coffin is preparing now.
Once we know April 1, we'll start putting some definitive things in place, like when our campaign will launch, what our platform will look like, when our candidates are going to start moving out to the districts.
The NDP currently has 2 candidates ready to go, Coffin included. She says to expect to see some candidates who haven't run before. The Tories are also running some candidates new to the game. Shane Skinner, son of former PCMHA Sean Skinner, is hoping to win St. John's West. He's been out door to door and says people are excited to see some new blood.
So what changes for you on April 1st?
Nothing. Still getting out on the doors, still meeting people, getting to as many events as I can. Again, it's just, in my mind, it's important to get out and meet the people.
The PCs have 15 confirmed candidates so far. Just 5 of them are current MHAs. At the Liberal camp today, more getting things in order. Although the Premier will be narrowing down an election date next week, party execs say they're none the wiser. They don't know when an election will be, but they say they'll be ready.
All of our MHAs have been working very hard over the past 4 years for their constituents and for the people of the province. So, they're going to continue the great work. And like I said, we have a very strong team of people in there right now, and we're going to continue to work as a strong team.
18 of the 20 confirmed Liberal candidates are already sitting MHAs. There are just 2 new faces on the list so far. All 3 parties plan to run a full slate of candidates in the election, whenever that is. Katie Breen, CBC News, St. John's.
The artist that created this pin says he's disheartened after he alleges a local company is distributing a very similar pin.
Everyone that they give away is a potential sale that I lose on it as well.
You can hear more on that story coming up on Here and Now.
Well, something is going on with these little fish, and scientists aren't quite sure what it is. Today, DFO released their annual findings about the health of the Capelin stock. Well, the good news is Capelin numbers are about the same as last year. There's also bad news, though. DFO researchers say the stock isn't growing.
The advice we gave for the fishery, for the Capelin fishery, is that it's likely going to have about the same amount of Capelin it had last year. Now, distribution changes as well, so this year, in 2018, they were really packed in close to shore. The fishers commented that they were bunched up. So it may not be like that next year, but overall in the numbers of Capelin, we think that 2019 will likely be similar to 2018.
Todd O'Brien with CBC Radio's The Broadcast guides us through DFO's Capelin science. That's coming up in about 20 minutes.
One person is dead after a car crash on the Trans-Canada Highway on the province's west coast near the St. Fittins turnoff. The Bay St. George RCMP responded to the crash around 11 this morning. It happened about 3 kilometers from the Ball Mountain Bridge. The RCMP say the highway remains closed at this time.
At the Muskrat Falls inquiry today, questions about cost overruns and who knew what and when. A top finance official at Nalcor was back on the stand, and he was grilled about why it took so long to reveal the real budget for the mega project. Cease Hare reports.
An awkward question for James Meany, the man at Nalcor who'd led negotiations for an Ottawa loan guarantee.
Okay, in that 7 or 8 months while you were waiting to update the government and you knew you were sitting on you were providing old information, did you ever ask, can we send this on?
And an awkward silence, too.
I believe we covered this in the discussion on Friday.
Meany's job was to give cost estimates to the federal government's independent engineer. He testified Friday. Only Nalcor CEO Ed Martin approved the release of information. And today, the coalition of concerned citizens wanted answers.
Ultimately, it was going to be you who said, we should send this on. Did Ed ever tell you, no, don't, not yet, hold that. That's not going out. Were you ever refused permission to send something to Canada by Edward Martin?
I don't recall a specific refusal.
It wasn't only the governments of Newfoundland and Labrador and Canada left out of the loop leading up to the loan guarantee. Meany, along with both levels of government and others, were not told that the estimated cost was $7 billion, not the $6.5 billion number made public days before the loan guarantee came through. Meany's boss at Nalcor, Derek Sturge, made a note in September of 2013 indicating Ed Martin kept him in the dark.
It reads, Ed has had multiple meetings with the project team on the status of the capital cost estimate, but has not included me in any of those. These are those. He clearly does not want me to know where the estimate currently sits.
The question that hasn't been answered yet is why. Why were the numbers kept under wraps? Meany is expected back on the stand to face more awkward questions Tuesday morning. Cease Hare, CBC News, St. John's.
A 53-year-old man has died in a house fire in Tilting, Fogo Island. His mother escaped the fire on Sunday but was hurt trying to save him. She's still in hospital recovering from her injuries. A brother, who also managed to get out, is now staying with relatives. Firefighters from Tilting and Jobat's Arm were able to get the fire under control. However, the house was extensively damaged. Investigating are the RCMP, the Fire Commissioner's Office, and Office of the Chief Medical Examiner.
A well-known chain store in the St. John's area is shutting down 2 of its locations. Piper's is closing its stores in Mount Pearl and on O'Leary Avenue. In a statement, the retailer says the stores are going to close within the next 6 days. That's when the leases expire. No word on how many people are going to lose their jobs. Piper also announced plans today to open a new store in Bay Roberts this summer, and the company does say that that move is going to create 20 jobs.
Well, when we first met Michelle Rayner in December, his Canadian dream was uncertain.
Yeah, a mistake cost him his permanent residency here, and he was afraid that he would have to return to his home country of Jamaica. Here Now's Ariana Kelland has this update.
7, 8, let's go.
Michelle Rayner isn't one for taking a break. Here he jumps, hops, squats, and sings.
All celebrate. And time, all right? I've gotten 3 months rest, and I have so much energy to go for it and starting the journey to get back on my feet.
The Jamaican-born man temporarily relocated from St. John's to Halifax for work last year, breaking a rule of a provincial immigration program. He lost his work permit and thought he'd have to leave his adopted province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Now he's back on track to fulfilling a family promise, thanks to public reaction and government action.
My mom and brother are hoping to come here for August. My younger brother will be starting school at Kona hopefully in September. And my mom is just to come to celebrate the success of getting my permanent residency back.
Today he has 3 jobs, and on this day, 2 of them happen to be back-to-back.
Okay, so this is the walkability lab where we carry out tests on wearable devices.
Performing tests, crunching numbers, all in his field of study. A good fit, says the man who got him the job.
We need highly qualified personnel. We need people who are well trained to run these kind of studies, to organize all the equipment, to manage participants, to do all of that stuff, and those people are hard to find. So once you've found somebody, you want to keep them around as much as you can, and Michelle fit the bill for that.
After his close call with immigration, Rayner has been fielding calls from people facing similar problems.
I'm happy that this event allows me to help others in a similar situation and how they can come from it.
Rayner is now back on track to eventually become a Canadian citizen, though he feels he already is one.
Choose the stations, everybody, and let's get her done.
Ariana Kelland, CBC News, St. John's.
Easy for him to say. He's got 3 jobs.
Yeah, my gosh, busy guy, but he's got the lingo down and get her done.
Yeah, he does. Hopefully he'll take some time off when his family comes to visit him here in Newfoundland.
I think I just felt a little disheartened.
Well, a racket is bubbling up about these Pepsi-looking pins. Did the pop company take over an artist's idea?
Or did he rip off the company logo? It's a yes buy, no buy kind of story.
This weather update is brought to you by the Healthcare Foundation Home Lottery. Bonus deadline is midnight, Friday, April 5th. Order now at hcfhomelottery.ca.
The Labrador Games have come to an end.
Yes,
and
Ashley, welcome back.
Yeah, so
have a good time?
I did. I had such a great time.
Excellent.
Oh, there were so many things.
Good.
Yeah, so why don't we take a look at those closing ceremonies on Saturday?
Shahashi superstar David Hart played for a packed house, and Lieutenant Governor Judy Foote announced the winner of the games. Reigning champs Cartwright came in third place this time around.
Labrador City came in second, and host community Happy Valley Goose Bay took home the gold.
Yeah, it was a great time. I tried lots of new sports, as you mentioned, skiing, shooting, and maybe the toughest of them all, the over the rope.
You have to grab the rope. The objective of this now is get yourself over the rope without touching the sidebar.
All right, so you got a little bit of assistance.
Just getting
But that is not.
That looks so hard.
That is not easy.
No.
So, right. Oh yeah, that reminds me of like the toddlers on the swings at the park.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. That's what I was going for. And no.
You mastered the under the rope though.
Yeah.
Well, good on you for trying.
Good try.
There's a lot of slack in that rope. There really is. And then I tried a second time, and they said to do it the other way around, like hold it like this to try and pull yourself up.
Okay.
Neither of
Didn't
them
help?
worked. No, so I started training on Saturday,
Oh, good.
and in 3
Excellent.
years from now, I'm going to be able to go over the rope. Mark my words. I promise. I'm
I
gonna
believe
try
you.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, so I ended up coming home with a little bit more swag as well.
Oh, excellent. That was very popular. We gave away a fair bit of stuff.
Yeah, so I have a hat and a t-shirt to give away. And if you want to win, head over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/AshleyCBC. And there's going to be a little post up there with a picture. And then just like it or comment on it or whatever. I'm going to put everybody's name into a draw and randomly select someone on Wednesday.
All right, so go to Ashley's Facebook page and away you go. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right, back to work now. You haven't done the weather in ages.
Yes.
But I kept looking, obviously, as
That's
a
good.
meteorologist, I had to keep looking.
And you were back in time for Saturday, which is great because Saturday was amazing.
It was an absolutely gorgeous day.
It was.
Yeah, take a look at some of these temperatures that were recorded. 13.7 degrees was recorded in downtown St. John's.
So we have to get Carolyn to do the weather more often, right?
Because she brings all the good weather.
If only I could take credit for that.
Yeah, in St. John's at the airport recorded 12.4 degrees. That was actually a record. It broke from 1984, so certainly a warm day. We saw warm temperatures right across the board too. Bonavista almost 11 or at 11 degrees, Terra Nova 10, and Corner Brook sitting around 7 degrees on Saturday. Now those temperatures didn't really last too long. We are still seeing above 0 degrees for most of eastern Newfoundland and the Avalon, sitting around 5 degrees this afternoon for St. John's. Otherwise, some cooler temperatures as we head towards the Great Northern Peninsula, -9, and then for Lab City, still cold at -23. Those temperatures right now pretty similar up through Labrador, but we have dropped a couple of degrees through most of the island and will continue to do so as we head through the night tonight. And with those cooler temperatures, we are seeing that potential for snow, and we're seeing that coming up on radar right now. And as we head through the night tonight, we are going to see that potential for flurries. But those winds, not too bad, sitting generally out of the northwest for Stephenville, anywhere along the west coast, and then southwesterlies for as we head towards the Avalon. Now these winds will ease as we head through the day tomorrow as this system pulls away, and then we are going to see that potential for flurries, though, spreading right across the island through the overnight, and then eventually see some clearing. Same for southwestern Labrador. By the time tomorrow morning rolls around, we should see some pretty clear skies, and then we'll start to see some increasing cloud again through the afternoon tomorrow. But overnight, those temperatures are going to drop because those skies will clear. -14 for Grand Falls, Windsor, and lower lying areas. Again, could drop a couple more degrees, even more so. -11 should be your overnight low for Port aux Basques, and -7 for St. John's. Westerly winds gusting near 50 kilometers per hour, but again, should ease by tomorrow. For Lab City, going down to -26 tonight, with that potential for flurries right across the board, and Cartwright sitting at -23. Now, looking at the future tracker through the day tomorrow, we're going to see a very similar setup. So a mix of sun and cloud through the afternoon, with that potential for a few flurries for the afternoon. Same up through Labrador. But temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow. So we're going to hover around the 0-degree mark for most of the Avalon, with those winds easing. So it should actually see little to no wind tomorrow afternoon. -2 for Marystown, Clarenville sitting around 0 again, a mix of sun and cloud, with a slight chance of a few flurries through the afternoon. -1 for Grand Falls, Windsor. Terra Nova should hover around the 0-degree mark. And then as we head towards the west coast, a little cooler, sitting closer to about -3. Stephenville and then up through Grosse Morne as well. Humber Valley sitting around -2. Now, the Great Northern Peninsula will be a little bit cooler, so sitting in the -single digits, mid-minus single digits, with Cartwright sitting around -13 tomorrow. Again, that potential for flurries right across the board, with westerly winds 30, gusting 50 for Lab City tomorrow. -15, -12 for Happy Valley, Goose Bay. That's a little bit below seasonal for this time of year. We do have a couple more days of these cooler temperatures, and then we're going to see another warm up as we head towards the weekend. I'll have all those details coming up. Carolyn, Anthony?
Thanks, Ashley. Well, it's a yes buy, no buy, or maybe buy kind of story.
Yeah, on the one side, a big name company with a well-known logo.
On the other side, a Newfoundland artist who used that logo.
And now he's complaining that the company made their own version of what is his work. It's all a bit tangly. The CBC's Meg Roberts tries to figure it out.
2 years ago, Newfoundland artist Alex Wilkie designed this pin. It's a mashup of pop and pop culture. But Wilkie alleges Pepsi maker Browning Harvey hijacked his idea. Local businesses are sharing photos of pins they've received from Browning Harvey, pins that look real familiar.
I saw the photo of the pin. It looked like my pin, but I could tell immediately when I saw it that it wasn't. There was something off with it, and that it was a copy of that pin.
Now, this is Wilkie's pin. On the back, it has a black clasp. It also has his brand name stamped into the back. Wilkie alleges that the Browning Harvey pin has a metal butterfly clasp, is a little bit smaller, and isn't as vibrant. Wilkie claims someone who allegedly worked for Browning Harvey messaged him on his Etsy page about buying his pins. He sent a quote back, and the person said the company was no longer interested. But then this showed up, a free pin giveaway on their Facebook.
Everyone that they give away is a potential sale that I lose on it as well. Just disheartened and I guess sad that we couldn't come to some sort of an arrangement and do a collaboration on it together.
So it's Pepsi's logo. Wilkie says it's his art. Intellectual property experts say it's tricky. A Toronto lawyer says artists have an out under fair dealing exemption.
There's a defense to a claim of copyright infringement if you can establish that what you're doing constitutes fair dealing. So, for example, the Copyright Act recognizes the fair dealing defense if your acts fall within the categories of research, private study, education, parody, or satire.
If it's copyright infringement, who is potentially infringing on who? Wilkie because he's riffing on the Pepsi logo, or Browning Harvey because their pin looks like Wilkie's design? CBC called Browning Harvey for comment. No one from the company called back. Meg Roberts, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, they are a vital part of the ocean food chain, but are they in trouble?
Scientists at DFO are trying to figure out the future of Capelin. So today, the department released the results of its 2018 spring survey, and we've got that story to roll to right after the break. The tiny capelin is one of the most valuable fish in our ocean. How the capelin does affects the abundance of other stocks, such as cod. And of course, it's a favorite food for whales and seabirds. Fisheries and Oceans 2018's capelin stock assessment is out, and the broadcast, Todd O'Brien, joins us now with some of the details. So, Todd, how are the capelin stocks doing?
Well, slightly better than last year in terms of their size and the condition the fish are in. But that's not really saying a whole lot, because if we want to look back to 1990, they do surveys off the northeast coast every spring, every May. In 1990, there was 6 million metric tons of fish. A lot of fish. The next year, 150,000 metric tons. This year, 250,000 metric tons. So that's where we're at. Christina Bourne is the stock assessment biologist with DFO.
So we did see some better signs this year. Our acoustic abundance index that we see in the spring survey came up. The overall size of fish in the fishery came up because we saw some more age 3s versus the year before. They were largely age 2s. And the condition of fish was good. So overall, things are slightly better than they were last year. And our projection, we have a new projection model that's saying 2019 will potentially be a slightly better year. But the model also says that 2020 we might see a decline. So we're being cautious.
So, Todd, do we actually know why this massive decline happened?
We can't. DFO can never tell you exactly. You know, we are always looking for that answer, what's causing it. But they do point to a few things. They say it's more of an environmental thing. It's not so much the seals, what the seals are eating or the cod are eating, but it has to do with environmental conditions in the ocean. For example, in the spring, we have ice off our shores. Now, depending on how long, when that ice retreats, hopefully, say, the beginning of March, mid-March, that triggers a phytoplankton bloom, which the fresh water comes into the ocean, and all of a sudden, boom, there's all kinds of food. And these are like little plants for the zooplankton. The zooplankton eat them, and if the capelin happen to be around before they spawn, they've got lots of food. They're all buffed up, ready to go on the beach to spawn. So that's one factor. The other factor is when the larvae emerge from the egg, is there food in the ocean ready for them? Also, in the fall, when the capelin need to fatten up, because in the wintertime they don't feed. So food has to be around. Now, one of the big issues these years, in the last 5 years, there's been a 50% decline in zooplankton, and that's alarming and concerning to a lot of people. And we don't know why.
That's a big part of the chain, right?
Exactly. It's the thing of life. It is the thing that sustains the capelin, and without the capelin, you know, there's a lot of species that depend on it.
Yeah, it goes on to each creature, seals, whales.
It's a they call it a linchpin species. It is the one, like you said, that the whales come here for it, the seabirds depend on it.
What about the future? Any sense of what the future of capelin is?
You can't really tell. They sort of can tell from one year to the next. For instance, in 2020, they expect a slight decline. They sort of know this about because of the survey I told you they do in May. They'll check the adults and how they're doing offshore. They also depend on Bellevue Beach and Trinity Bay. When they spend a couple of weeks waiting for the larvae to emerge, and then they survey them to see exactly how they're doing. So there's that. They check in on, people have these diaries from around the province. You might have heard of the program where you report what's going on in your beach. Also the commercial fishery, they gain information from that. And there's a fall survey, which is multi-species. It's not as accurate, but it gives some indication of how the capelin are doing. Now, ultimately, it comes down to, more science, and everybody says, we do need more science. The FFAW has come out and said, what are you doing about predation, seals, that type of thing, what kind of effect they're having, and DFO says it will be addressing predation in the coming years.
All right, complicated issue, just a couple of months, I guess, before Ashley gives us that mozzie capelin weather. We can see how they're doing, if the fish is getting any larger. Todd, appreciate that.
Okay,
thank you.
Well, now back to our top story. An infant with cancer is heading to the U.S. for treatment. The problem is his mother is not a Canadian citizen yet, and that means she can't travel to be with her baby. Ryan Cook has more details on the story he brought us earlier in the show. So, Ryan, what has to happen for mom to join her boy at the hospital in Boston?
Well, right now it's going to take some sort of intervention. He needs to go down there for proton radiation therapy. That's essentially a more precise type of radiation, essentially laser beams that treat cancerous tumors in the brain, which works well for small children, like in this case. There's currently none of these machines in Canada, hence why he has to go to Boston. But his family says that over the last 5 months here at the Janeway, he's received some terrific care.
Doctors, they are a wonderful job they did to my son. Even the nurses, the staff, everybody wonderful. Every day when I wake up in the morning, I praise the Lord. God protects Canada. And the people, especially the St. John, they are wonderful people. In my point of view, I never see an angel myself, but I see people around me. They are more than angels.
Azadullah is a cab driver for Citywide Taxi here in St. John's, and he says he's been floored by the amount of support he's gotten. He's had customers give him huge tips to help pay the travel costs. They've offered him advice. They're asking constantly about him. Now, the financial aspect of this will also be a major concern, but Azadullah says he's less worried about that right now and more focused on his son's health.
My baby is my all about, my wife is my all about. I don't care, I work 7 days a week. I don't care about that non-stop, as long as my son will be survived.
Family is heading to Boston in April for some preliminary appointments. That'll be about a 4-day trip, and Azadullah will take the boy. And then, of course, in May, he'll be heading down for 3 weeks of intensive radiation therapy. Reporting live again for Here Now in St. John's, I'm Ryan Cook.
The Waves of Change series continues with our very own Jane 80 diving into the problem of plastic in the ocean.
She'll tell us about her Land and Sea documentary, as well as a special public forum tomorrow night in Conception Bay South.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, as this province tries to figure out how to reduce the amount of single-use plastics, in particular plastic grocery bags, residents and business owners in a small coastal community in Nova Scotia have made it their mission to fix the problem.
You have to start small, and it may take time. It's okay, you start somewhere.
That start has turned into a full-on movement in Lunenburg, a movement that has been featured in a Land and Sea episode called Ocean Devotion that will screen publicly tomorrow evening at the Hibernia Interpretation Center in Manuals as part of CBC's Waves of Change series. So joining me now is the host of that event, Jane Adey. So Jane, tell us more about what's going to be happening tomorrow night.
So this is a documentary, as you said, called Ocean Devotion that I produced when I was doing some work for Land and Sea in Halifax. And so I wanted to find a community that sort of represented a really strong effort to make this change. So I found that in Lunenburg. So we're going to screen this documentary tomorrow evening, and then we're going to have a public discussion about it and about what people can do to try and reduce their own use of single-use plastic. So it's all about just getting the conversation going, continuing the conversation.
And what's happening in Lunenburg that drew your attention?
Well, I just wanted to find a group of people who were all kind of working together on this, and I found that in Lunenburg mostly among the business community, actually. So what they're doing is they're just trying to find alternative products to maybe it could be plastic cups, it could be plastic cutlery. They're trying to find ways of working around that so that they don't have to use as many plastics. That's pretty much the idea, is that they're just trying to find alternative products.
And what kind of alternatives have they come up with?
So like wooden cutlery, for example, you know, cloth bags, which most people are familiar with now.
Mm-hmm.
Another store owner for her takeout boxes, instead of using paper that was actually lined with plastic, she's now using a product that's actually made out of bamboo. So, you know, lots of things out there that they're trying to source and find. And actually, a lot of the products are made in Canada, which is interesting too.
How did all of this come about to begin with? What was, I guess, the inspiration for all of these people in this small community to come together to try to do this?
Well, I think just like is happening in places all over the world, communities are starting to talk about it more. We talk about it on the broadcast, the show that I host all the time. We talk about that issue, how to reduce single-use plastics. So I think it's just happening at a grassroots level. People in small places like in Lunenburg are just trying to get together. They know that if they all work together and make little changes, that they can also have a very big impact. There's a lot of tourists who come to Lunenburg, like a lot of tourists come to Newfoundland. And the other thing that they see there is the opportunity to change mindsets, not just of local people, but of people who visit the community. They want them to take away these ideas that they're planting with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess tourists, you know, kind of like here, they come here to see the beautiful landscape. There's all kinds of like colorful houses in Lunenburg, which is similar to here.
Yeah.
And the ocean is such a huge part of their livelihood and what draws people there. So I imagine keeping the ocean healthy is, you know, equivalent to keeping their community healthy.
Exactly. And that's what they think, is that if they adopt this attitude, it's going to draw people to their community. And I've talked about that on the broadcast too. It's not only, you know, the environmental benefits are one huge thing, but I think this could have, you know, huge benefits for our tourism industry. People want to go and visit places where the mindset is progressive and people are doing things to take care of that, as you said, that beautiful landscape and the ocean. So it's really a big win-win.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of talk lately in particular about single-use plastic bags, grocery store bags and stuff here. What kind of lessons should this province learn from a place like Lunenburg?
Well, I think very practical things. You know, you can watch the show and as I did, I looked at it and I found all kinds of examples of things that I can just incorporate into my own life. For example, this little cutlery packet I now carry around in my purse with me.
So
if
that's
I
like
ever
a
need
fork
it.
and spoon reusable.
Fork and spoon and chopsticks.
Oh, fantastic.
So I keep that in my purse now, and as you'll see in the show, people in restaurants and at home are using this beautiful beeswax, which you would love.
I love this.
Instead of using saran wrap, they use this to cover their food, put it in the fridge.
I use that all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's as simple as using a thermos.
As opposed to a plastic water
right?
bottle.
I sit at my desk now with one of these and fill it up with water. So, you know, very practical lessons like that. But I also think what people will learn is that, you know, one voice or, you know, a community of voices can have a big impact. People can bring about change by talking about it and by making small changes in their daily lives.
Yeah, it's doable.
It's doable.
Well, good luck with the event tomorrow night. What time does it start?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. All right. Thanks, Jane.
Okay, thanks, Carolyn.
Or for our neighbors, we'd likely be dead because it was only minutes from our gas barbecue.
An Ontario family is lucky to be alive after the engine of their car burst into flames.
It almost torched their house, too. Turns out it's not an isolated incident. That's coming up.
Is brought to you by 811 Healthline. Medical advice, health information, mental health, and healthy eating. Dial 811. It's free and confidential.
Welcome back to Here and Now. So some warm temperatures right across much of the island over the weekend. So nice.
Which you told us all about.
Yes. And this is what it looked like in St. John's.
Shorts weather. Believe it or not, city was actually the warmest place in Canada for a very brief window on Saturday afternoon.
Wow.
Nice kind of day to, go out there and do this.
Line up for ice cream.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
Ice cream was pretty good, actually.
What did you do, Anthony?
I went out to Middle Cove Beach with my better half, and I actually laid down on a rock. That's not a comment on me in any way, but it was warm, and you could almost fall asleep. It was so nice. I mean, I've been to Middle Cove. It was 13 degrees. I've been to Middle Cove in July.
And it hasn't been that
It's
warm.
been 13 degrees, so, you beg for 13 degrees sometimes. It was fantastic.
Just absorb the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't live under a rock. I live on top of a rock.
On top of a rock, yeah, exactly.
And you guys, what'd you do? Bees and you?
Bees. I actually washed my car because it was full of. It was full.
Salt
I know. It was full of salt. It was driving me nuts, so I got rid of it.
Oh, that's
and I
good.
mean, I just wanted to be outside, so what a perfect excuse.
Yeah.
Felt like I was doing something, and
You
I
accomplished something.
And it wouldn't freeze.
No, it didn't freeze.
Bonus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was great. Beautiful Saturday, not so much today. Well, I mean, not too bad.
Wasn't too bad.
As we head through the next couple of days, we are going to see these temperatures a little bit cooler. So certainly into Wednesday, we're going to hang on to these cooler temperatures. If you take a look at the future tracker, not a whole lot happening. That's because a ridge of high pressure is going to dominate. So with that is generally when we see those cooler temperatures. But eventually we will start to see some snow move in late day for parts of western Labrador. And then eventually that will spread across the Big Land into the early morning on Thursday. So here's a look at your temperatures. I mentioned those cooler. So we're going to sit around the minus single digits, but with that plenty of sunshine, maybe some onshore flurries along the west coast towards the evening hours. And then up through Labrador, warm as well. -5 in Lab City, -6 for Happy Valley, Goose Bay. And up through Nain, sitting around -12 through the afternoon. Now, looking at the long-range outlook, here's that low-pressure system that will move in, and we're going to see that spread snow right across the board into Friday morning. Generally staying a mix of sun and cloud and or cloudy periods through the day on Friday for most of the island. And then another push of warm air moves in. So we're going to see things generally start as snow for the southern portion of Newfoundland, and then eventually change over to the potential for flurries, or rather showers, through the day on Saturday. This one's not picking up on it, but that is what, because the outlook doesn't have that great of agreement, but that's generally what the forecast is looking for. And then as we head into Saturday evening, again, another push of warm air will move in. So here's a look at those temperatures over the next 5 days for St. John's and eastern Newfoundland. Few flurries tomorrow, 0 degrees, -3 for both for Wednesday. And then as we head to round out the work week, we're going to see those temperatures jump up. By Saturday, it looks like we should reach a high near 8 degrees, and then breezy conditions through the afternoon. Now for central Newfoundland, a few flurries again tomorrow with a mix of sun and clouds. So very much like we're seeing today with a similar temperature, -1, -2 for Wednesday, and then we'll start to see that warm up. So Thursday looks beautiful with a mix of sun and cloud. Friday, that potential for some showers, and then the first half of Saturday as well. And then we should see the sun peak out, so we could reach even a couple more degrees than 5 through the day on Saturday. For western Newfoundland, flurries right through Wednesday morning, it looks like, then clearing through Thursday, 5 degrees. Snow changing over to rain because those temperatures are going to be around the 0 degree mark by the morning hours, and then flurries again Saturday night as we dip with those temperatures for the west coast. Now for eastern Labrador, look at another warm midweek. Thursday should reach a high near 5 degrees. So we could see the potential for a few showers, but then certainly into flurry activity towards the evening hours as those temperatures dip. And then dipping again for the overnight period for Friday and Saturday. And then we're going to see the same thing for western Labrador, -15 tomorrow. Breezy winds generally out of the west at 50 kilometers per hour. Flurries right through Friday. And it does look like the sun should peak out on Saturday. So let's look at your forecast. I'll have your weather photo when I come back. Anthony?
Thanks, Ashley. An investigation by CBC's Go Public has prompted 2 big automakers to issue wide-ranging safety recalls. Now, the problem is a potentially life-threatening engine issue with Hyundai and Kia vehicles. Now the car makers are stepping up, a move one advocate calls a big victory for consumers, but not everybody is happy with the response. The CBC's Rosa Marcatelli reports.
Chris Dietrich and his family woke up a few weeks ago to a neighbor pounding on the door, telling them flames were shooting out of their garage and closing in on the house. The engine in the family's 2015 Hyundai Tucson had spontaneously burst into flames.
If it weren't for our neighbors, we'd likely be dead because it was only minutes from our gas barbecue.
They aren't the only ones with a horror story like that. More stories of failures and fires with some engines have emerged since Go Public first reported on concerns around Hyundai and Kia's recall process, delays and missed models. Joseph Mickelson's 2013 Kia Sorento caught fire during a road trip. The engine had already been recalled once, replaced, and then recalled again.
Yeah, I got away lucky because we weren't injured.
Hyundai has the second highest number of reported engine fires, 21 over the past 3 years, according to Transport Canada. The car maker confirms 5 due to engine failure. This consumer advocate credits Go Public's investigation with pressuring Hyundai and Kia into action.
Since the original Go Public report, we've had some very good news, a massive expansion.
In fact, the car makers have done more to deal with the engine issues in the last couple of weeks than they have since the recall started 4 years ago, doubling the number of vehicles under recall and extending warranties for others. Hyundai says it's doing it out of an abundance of caution.
Then there are the lawsuits, one in Canada and more in the U.S.
There are numerous problems with these vehicles that the companies themselves admit they're recalling, but they don't have a fix for, which is astounding when you say it out loud.
The recalls may come too late for owners who no longer have vehicles. They're now dealing with their own insurance companies to cover the loss.
My family's lives are going to be disrupted, and my insurance company tells me it's going to be disrupted probably for another 2 to 3 months.
The two car makers have now recalled almost 3 million vehicles with potential engine issues in Canada and the U.S. Hyundai Canada says fires in its vehicles are very rare and that it actively monitors and evaluates potential safety concerns and acts swiftly. Kia says a vehicle's engine failure or fire can occur due to any number of complex factors, and it shouldn't be speculated that any are from a common vehicle issue. Rosa Marcatelli, CBC News, Calgary.
An Alberta judge has ruled that former Guantanamo Bay prisoner Omar Khadr has completed his sentence. Khadr made a brief statement after today's decision.
I'm really happy with the decision today, and I think it's been a while, but I'm happy it's here. And right now I'm gonna just try to focus on recovering and not worrying about having to go back to prison or just struggling. So thank you so much.
A U.S. military commission convicted Khadr of killing an American soldier in Afghanistan and other charges. He was sentenced in 2010 and released on bail 5 years later. The Court of Queen's Bench counted the nearly 4 years of conditional release as part of his 8-year sentence. Khadr is now free to apply for a passport and travel without seeking permission. His lawyer says he'll continue efforts to overturn Khadr's U.S. convictions.
Well, what would you do if you found a library book at home and discovered that it was 63 years overdue? Face the fine, or maybe just put that book on the shelf? Here's the CBC's Catherine Harrop.
Thank you. Hey, this book is 63 years overdue. Well, okay. That was a reenactment. But you know what? This actually happened on Wednesday at the Moncton City Library.
Was due back on May 3rd, 1956. So that's what's special about this book. The book has been returned really late, more than 22,000 days late.
A really long time.
May 1956. Elvis hits the U.S. music charts for the first time. Cigarettes were good for you, and a hot car would run you around $2,000. And somewhere in the city of Moncton at that time, someone was feeling seriously stressed.
The title of the book is Relax and Live.
A 50s self-help book. Perhaps it wasn't returned because the cover was damaged, and one of the library rules warns you might have to pay up for a damaged book to the satisfaction of the librarian. That's librarian with a capital L.
We certainly found that interesting.
Or maybe it fell behind a couch or a chair and couldn't be found.
Yeah, I lost one.
Yeah, well, I could see how that could happen, honestly.
Or maybe that overlooked or lost book just got too expensive to return.
You have the rules of the library at that time, and it says it's 2 cents per day. So when we count, it's about $459.
The Moncton Library, however, thanked the unnamed patron and let him off scot-free. They also agreed to keep his identity a secret. We only know this for sure.
It's a patron that said was doing some cleaning in the house, and he found this book, and he thought the right thing to do would be to bring it back where it belonged.
So the library got back a really good book, but also got a really good story. Catherine Harrop, CBC News, Moncton.
Well, here's your beautiful weather photo of the day today. Those sunsets just keep getting more beautiful as the spring arrives. Any idea where that's taken?
Nah.
Okay.
Nope.
I'll tell you where the photo is taken when we come back in a little bit.
Welcome back. Yeah, a bit of commercial giggles going on right now.
It's Monday.
It definitely was, yeah. But
a picture.
Take a look at the weather photo of the day today. Here it is, a gorgeous cotton candy sky, and they didn't guess where it was.
No.
It is
Humber Valley.
Sandy Point.
Oh, that's a nice spot in there.
It is a beautiful spot. I'm sure it looks even more beautiful during the summertime. But yeah, the sunset, Exploits River. Thank you, Elizabeth Elliott, for sending that photo in. A gorgeous shot. If you have any weather photos that you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
All right.
Nice.
Excellent.
Good to have you back.
Yes. Yeah, it's nice to be back.
You seem to remember this weather thing, so that's good.
I did.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, there's a Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Have a great night.
Good night.